In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front flex hoses on this GMC Sierra. It's going to be located behind the front wheels. Let's get into it. Now we're going to take off the wheel. Use a 22mm socket to take the lug nuts off. Remove the wheel. Just to prevent some of the brake fluid coming out when the system is open, we're just going to use a prop rod and push it on the brake pedal, have the pedal depressed, so it just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to rush. I'm just going to use a trim tool, take this retainer off for the wire, for the ABS or the wheel speed sensor. Now we're going to take this bolt out, use a 10mm socket. That out. That bracket's loose. I'm going to take the banjo bolt out. I'm going to use a 11mm socket. Make sure you have a drain bucket underneath. You're going to have a little bit of brake fluid come out. And there's some seals. Take the seals off. You can see with the pedal depressed, the fluid's not coming out. That's good. And using a 13mm line wrench, loosen up the fitting right here. There you go, it's separated. And I'm just going to use some needle nose pliers. Just pull the clip off, and that slides right out. I'm going to take the new hose, get this lined up. This only goes one way. And take the clip, get that started. And you want to push that on. Alright, that looks good. And get this started. Start tightening it down. You can use an open 13mm wrench as well. Makes it a little easier. Snug that down. And put the bracket over. And put the screw in. That started, and I'll tighten this down. Snug that up. Take the wire, push that retainer in, and take the banjo bolt. You want to put some new seals on it. Take the old seals off. We're going to go through the hose, and then take the other seal that's going to go on that side, and get that started in the caliper. Snug that down. And we're going to torque this to 30 foot-pounds. Now we can take the hood prop off the brake pedal. Now we're going to gravity bleed. We're going to take this cap off the bleeder screw. Use a 10mm wrench. Loosen up the bleeder screw. Make sure you have a drain bucket underneath. And you're going to see a little bit of bubbles coming out. And just wait till you get more of a steady stream. And that looks good. Now I'm just going to close this up. Snug that down. Put the cap back on. Use a little brake parts cleaner. Just clean that up. That's good. After you do the gravity bleed procedure, if the pedal still feels spongy, you want to do a full brake bleed procedure. Now you want to top off the fluid. Just take a rag, wipe off the cap, Take the cap off. You can see on this vehicle, requires .3 brake fluid. Using the correct brake fluid. Let's pour this in. You're gonna fill it up to the max line right there. That's good. And put the cap back on. Now put the wheel on. Get the lug nuts started. And snug these down. Now we're going to torque these lug nuts in a cross pattern to 140 foot-pounds. Just go around again, double check. With the vehicle raised and supported safely, you want to take all 4 wheels off. And we're starting at the right rear wheel, and then we're going to go to the left rear. From there, we're going to go to the right front wheel, then to the left front wheel. Now you can see on the brake caliper, the bleeder screw right here. I'm going to take the little cap off. If you need to, you can use a pick or a small screwdriver. Take that off. We're going to use a 10mm wrench. And then to keep it a little cleaner, I'm just going to use a hose. The brake fluid's going to go through the hose. And then with an assistant in the vehicle, we're going to have them pump the brake pedal. Go ahead, pump the brake pedal. Nice and slow. And then hold it. Open up the bleeder screw, and you can see the brake fluid coming out, and there's some bubbles, and we'll close it up. Go ahead, pump the brake pedal, and then hold it. We'll do it again. A little bit more bubbles, close it up. Go ahead, pump it again, and hold it. All right, close it up. Go ahead, pump it again, and hold it. There we go. Pedal goes to the floor. Close it up. You take the hose off. Just make sure this bleeder screw is snug. And put the cap on. Clean up any area that is messy with some brake parts cleaner, and then move on to the left rear wheel. The procedure on the left rear wheel is going to be the same as the right rear wheel. And you want to take the cap off and top off the brake fluid. Make sure it's up to the max line. The cap on. Now we're going to be on the right front caliper. We're going to do the same thing. Take the cap off, put the 10mm wrench on, and I'm going to use the hose. And we'll have our assistant go ahead and pump. Go ahead and pump. Nice and slow. While they're holding it, I'm going to crack it open. And you can see the brake fluid coming out. I'll just close it up. Go ahead, pump. And hold it. Open it up. Nice clean fluid, no bubbles. Close it up. Go ahead, pump. And hold it. Open this up. Again, clean fluid, no bubbles. That's good. We can close this up. Take the hose off. Clean it up with some brake parts cleaner. You can let off the brake. Put the cap on. Just make sure that is tight, that's snug. And then from here, you're gonna move on to the driver's side front or the left front wheel and do the same procedure. After you're done, if the fluid still seems pretty dirty, you can repeat the steps until the fluid is clear. And you wanna take the cap off and top off the brake fluid. Make sure it's up to the max line. Put the cap on, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.